welcome back to another episode of the Fanatic Brackets, Season 2, Episode 11. I am Nick, your host. With me, as always, is my co-host, Joel.
Yo.
Today, we are joined by none other than Victoria. Daisy, Victoria, how you doing? How's everything?
Hi, I'm good. How are you guys? Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited.
Thank you for being here. Really appreciate you taking time out of your day to do this bracket with us. So you came up with this topic of the best WrestleMania entrances, specifically within the past 10 years. Was there a reason why you chose that topic? Because that's very interesting. I never really think about entrances like that until now.
Yeah, so growing up, WrestleMania entrances have always been such a big part of my life. Like I always would watch compilation videos growing up. Every WrestleMania, I always looked forward to them. As a kid, I just loved the big production of it because a lot of wrestlers, would go all out, live performances, cool, sometimes like pyro and cool costumes and just the whole 9 yards. Loved it growing up. And then I thought to make it not so difficult, we'll do the last 10 years. But yeah, I've just always been a huge fan of them.
There's so many. You can even go back before 2014.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I'm glad you chose that because I probably didn't remember a whole bunch before that either. So I'm glad you broke it down that way. So yeah, thank you for the topic as well with the participants. So for those listening or following, watching this YouTube video who have not seen an episode before, the breakdown of the show is we're going to go matchup by matchup, each taking turns, giving our opinion on which entrance we personally think is better, along with a reasoning why we think that one is better. Whichever participant gets 2 or 3 votes between the 3 will move on to the next round until we get to the end of the bracket. There isn't really a specific way to look at this. It's an opinion-based show, so it's really up to us, a personal-based choice. And enough of me talking. Let's get right into the bracket. Victoria, we're going to start with you because you are a guest with the first matchup. In your opinion, Victoria, who do you think had the better WrestleMania entrance? Sasha Banks from WrestleMania 32 or the Hardy Boys from WrestleMania 33 in Orlando?
When I first saw this, I was like, this is a no-brainer. And I know there's going to be people who are going to come at me for this. I know it's fine. But you know what? This is all opinion-based, Yeah. And I'll start by saying I am going to pick Sasha Banks. And the reason being is because growing up, she was my number one. She was all I would ever think about, talk about. And I remember this match being such a big deal because this was the triple threat with Charlotte and Becky.
Yeah.
And whoever won that was going to be the inaugural WWE Women's Champion. And, it was a whole big deal. And funny story, when that match ended and Sasha did not win, I was hysterically bawling. I was like a 10-year-old, literally not.
It should have been her. That's a whole different conversation, but it should have been her. Yeah.
It should have been her. Okay. Yeah. But, her entrance was spectacular, live performance, which always gets, points. Getting to say your cousin is Snoop Dogg and having him sing you out to the ring is next level. And then, she had pyro, confetti. She had her Eddie Guerrero tribute gear, which, of course, we love tribute gear. Points for that. And the overall vibe, the aura, I mean, it's just like, and then also I'm biased. Like, she's my girl. Like, I obviously have to choose her. And then as far as the Hardy Boys, nothing like extra or crazy happened with that. But I think the reason why I put it on this is because I remember when I watched it, it was such a big moment because it was their return back to WWE after years and years of being gone. And so I think nobody expected them to show up at WrestleMania. Yeah. And it was such a big deal. And so even though it's, a great entrance, I have to go with Sasha.
Those are valid points. I mean, you're almost convincing me a little bit, but I'm going to have Joelle goes first with this one. Joelle, Hardy Boys and Sasha Banks. This is going to be interesting.
Sasha against anybody else, it's Sasha.
Ooh.
The Hardy Boys at 33, I have to go with the Hardy Boys.
Oh, you're going with the Hardy Boys.
I'm going with the Hardy Boys.
Okay.
Wow.
I think it's more for me was nostalgia. It was something like growing up, the Hardys were my guys.
That makes
Jeff
sense.
was the man to me. So him actually returning, and all the rumors that weekend, like they lost the belts to the Bucks. It was like the Hardys are gonna show up. Nobody believed it till it actually happened, and I was actually there. So this is also bias points.
Yeah,
it was one of those moments I have on video. My hand is shaking. I don't even have a
blurry
video.
Was it blurry video?
Of course. Yeah. Are you crazy? Everybody was going crazy. Ended up hugging somebody behind me. I don't know who that person was. Yeah. It was just one of those moments that was like the Hardys are back. Like nobody could believe it. So just because of that, I have to give it to the Hardy Boys.
Oh,
But
man.
I did love Sasha Banks' entrance at 32. It was spectacular. But because of the history of the Hardy Boys and then finally coming back, I'm gonna give it to the Hardys just based off of bias.
Ah, man, you guys both make great points. But it's hard because, like, I agree with you, Victoria. Like, who can say that Snoop Dogg is your cousin?
Exactly.
Yeah.
But for me personally, I'm gonna have to agree more with what you said, Joel. And I'm going to choose the Hardys as well because
Makes sense.
it's just not only are they my guys, it's just I guess the element of surprise made it so much better.
Yeah.
Especially because at that time I didn't even know they were like that whole they lost the belts to somebody, the Young Bucks. I didn't follow anything outside of WWE at the time, so I had no idea that they were doing all that stuff. So for me, it was a true shock. And the fact that on top of what you said, Joel, the New Day, when they announced them to come out,
Yeah.
they had no idea that they were coming out. They had, and that genuine surprise of them, the way they looked when they came out, that said a lot more to the entrance. Of course, Snoop Dogg rapping out to the ring is probably a dream for a lot of wrestling fans or a lot of wrestlers.
Yeah.
He even remixed Sasha's theme song later on. It made it cooler, but I guess the element of surprise and the genuine shock of them me not knowing that they were going to come out. Just even though it was literally just a basic entrance, there was nothing special about it.
Nothing
Other than
special about it. It was just
it wasn't like a pyro.
What happened was we hadn't heard that music in so long that when everybody heard it, it was like, oh shit! It was one of those moments like, no way, get out of here.
Yeah, exactly. You were in the moment. You just had to scream for that and like just enjoy the moment as you are.
Yeah.
And I think Snoop Dogg got inducted to the Hall of Fame that same year at WrestleMania. So
Yeah.
I get the importance behind the family. Yeah. So it was pretty cool. But Hardy Boys, the surprise there was just it was more of a heartfelt thing for me personally. I love Sasha. I loved her entrance with Snoop Dogg, but I could not choose the Hardy Boys.
I understand.
Yeah.
It reminds me of Cody at WrestleMania 38. It's just not something you expect. You hear the rumors, but you're like, is it going to happen?
Yeah.
And then we didn't even know that like he would come back as the American Nightmare because he was never the American Nightmare in WWE.
Exactly,
so that was a shock too. We were like, whoa. I remember I was like screaming. It was like, this is not real.
Exactly.
That music hit, yup. It was like, whoa, no way. Like he actually got the rights to this? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like it was one of those moments where you had to see it to believe it. You know what I mean? You hear the noise, but you just have to see it in order to be true. So the Hardy, I love Sasha again. I love her. I love Monet, but it's the Hardy Boys have something in my heart for that. So I had to give it to the Hardy Boys. If again, like you said, Joel, if there were anybody else against Sasha Banks, I would have chosen Sasha any day.
Because that entrance is ridiculous.
Yeah.
But
the
Hardys.
Yeah.
Sasha, my fault.
Yeah. I know. But it's all good. Sasha, I love Sasha. Next matchup, Joel, we're gonna start with you with this one. We have the New Day from WrestleMania 32, going up against Triple H from WrestleMania 30. I think that was the year that Danielson won the championship main event.
Yes.
So, Joel, who do you think was a better entrance?
So this is one of the toughest ones on this list for me.
Yeah.
Because like even though the New Day's entrance wasn't crazy, they were like peak New Day. That was when they were the most over with the fans. They had the Booty-O cereal. Like that was a big time for them. But Triple H at 30 with the throne and having the NXT women with him, just having that, as everyone says now, that aura to him and that entrance. I gotta give it to Triple H. I love the New Day, but Triple H's entrance is that for 30 is so iconic because you kind of like every time they show 30 replays or highlights, that is in the highlight. And even though it started off the show, like that's crazy that Triple H opened WrestleMania with this big of an entrance. So just for that to kick it off, you gotta give it to Triple H.
Yeah, that is true. Victoria, who do you have, New Day or Triple H?
This is, like Joel said, like definitely one of the harder ones on the list. Growing up, the New Day, like you said, they were in their peak at this time. I was a kid watching this. Like, yes, I love Booty-O's. Like, hello, like every other kid. And
I've never tried those before. Are they good? I never tried them.
Were they?
I don't know where they were sold. I think I think they did.
Sold the box with like a T-shirt in it. I don't remember.
Oh,
I couldn't tell you, to be honest.
I thought they were
I
actual
know they
cereal.
sold the box.
I can't remember.
There's no way they would promote cereal and not have
I
cereal.
mean,
you know
if
what I
they
mean?
did sell, it was probably Cheerios.
Yeah,
It was
like,
probably
yeah,
yeah, like Lucky Charms. I don't know.
The
Yeah.
off-brand. The off-brand.
The off-brand.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but again, like for me, it's with New Day, it's like the nostalgia, right? With the Bootios and Xavier with the trombone and like the whole Biggie's like, oh, WrestleMania, don't you like that whole thing? That's nostalgia for me. But Triple H WrestleMania 30, that is not one to pass up. I am gonna say Triple H because, like you said earlier, Joel, the aura, the vibe, the importance of that entrance, having Sasha, Alexa, Charlotte there before they were like huge stars was so cool. His aura of just coming out on the throne. I think Stephanie even introduced him before he came out. He had the big crown skull mask with the chains and the lights were flickering and his music, it was just a whole thing. And I feel like I have to pick him for that. It's a whole production. It was a whole moment. And I got to give it a Triple H.
I mean, I think we're going to have to clean sweep this one. You know, it's just, I love the New Day because the New Day's entrance was creative. A gigantic box of their Bootio cereal. And they came out of that box. And they came out in Dragon Ball Z gear, which was pretty cool because I know
forgot about that.
They were big fans of anime. So it's cool to see that they incorporated a lot of stuff. But I agree with what both of you said. The aura of Triple H and the fact that he had 3 future Hall of Famers in his entrance that no one knew about at that time is crazy.
Yeah.
It's like one of those moments like people talk about online. It's like, oh, that security guard is going to be a Hall of Famer one day. And it's like no one knew that those 3 women in that entrance were going to be 3 of the biggest stars in wrestling and women's wrestling. And you know, Triple H had that same type of look to him, like I think the same year. The following year, when he came out against Sting.
Oh, God.
It was. I don't want to talk about the match, but but that it was similar but different. You know what I mean? That's what I was trying to say. It's similar but different, in a way. That was like all of his entrances were cool at WrestleMania. I think he's up there with the top WrestleMania entrances of all time, and not just this one specifically, but all of them.
Definitely,
So it was just so cool, badass. Again, like you guys said, aura to him, and you know, him with the throne. It just looks so cool, man. It was just like at that time, I was like, God damn, I don't want this entrance to end, type of thing. So yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Triple H on this one. Clean sweep there. Sorry, New Day, but it had to be done. Next matchup, I'm gonna start this one off. Both Ronda Rousey versus Charlotte Flair from the same WrestleMania 35. This was when I believe Ronda Rousey, I forgot the band's name. Blackhearts?
Come on,
I think it's Blackhearts.
Joan Jett and the Blackhearts, yeah.
Yeah, Blackhearts. Joan, yes.
Thank you, Victoria.
I knew the band name. I didn't know the first single. So I was half right. Don't judge me, Joel.
I just knew Joan Jett.
Yeah, see, you know half of them too, so don't judge me. Yeah, but the song "Bad Reputation," oh man, that brings me back to like early 2000s, man. Even though I'm a big fan of like live performances at WrestleMania, but I'm gonna have to go with Charlotte's. The reason why I choose Charlotte's is because who can say that they arrived to WrestleMania in a helicopter?
Yeah.
Like, I don't really need to say much about this. It's just she arrived at a helicopter. You know what I mean? It just, you don't see that often. You know what I mean? She's the only person to this day that can say, even though it happened 5 years ago, the only person to this day that can say they arrived not via a vehicle that you could drive in. She flew to WrestleMania, even though it was probably pre-recorded. I don't know. But it was cool. I think she wore a purple robe, probably one of my favorite robes that she's ever worn. It looked cool. Maybe she worn it many times before that. I don't remember, but I remember seeing that robe. I was like, that's a pretty cool robe.
Yeah, that moment was iconic, man.
Yeah, it was. It was. And again, I love Bad Reputation. The fact that they performed live at WrestleMania was pretty sick. But Charlotte's was badass. And again, the helicopter was just the
Yeah.
stamp on this one. So that's all we're gonna say about that one. But Joel, who do you have? Ronda Rousey or Charlotte?
Helicopter. That's all I gotta say. Helicopter.
Helicopter. Yeah. See. Yeah.
I mean, it did happen like at 1:00 in the morning, but
Oh yeah, in New
helicopter.
York in
Oh
March.
man.
You know what I mean?
Oh man. That
Yeah.
was a long show, but yeah,
Yeah.
helicopter.
Yeah. Victoria. I mean, who do you have at this point?
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna have to give it to Charlotte. Like Joel said, helicopter. You know, you don't even have to explain it. I mean, having someone as iconic as Joan Jett and the Blackhearts sing you out. First of all, Bad Reputation, such a great song.
Yes.
And you know, Rhonda has, oh my god, hot take, like some aura. I can't even say she's like much, but like, oh my god, it's a hot take.
Yeah, I'm on the same page. Yeah.
You know, it was cool. It was a moment. But when you put it against Charlotte, I mean, how do you fly a helicopter over MetLife Stadium and then not choose that? You can't do that. Like, you just can't. And it was just insane. The anticipation waiting for her to get to the ring, it was just unforgettable.
Yeah, for real. I mean, there's something. I mean, again, this is one of those moments where, like, if Ronda Rousey was up against somebody else, I would have chosen her. But is it the helicopter? Just one of the best entrances you see at WrestleMania.
Takes it to another level.
Yeah.
Is it really an entrance though if you're flying to the? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You're flying to the ring almost. So it's like I don't know. But yeah, Charlotte sweeps Ronda. Next matchup, we're gonna go back to you, Victoria. Who do you think was the better entrance between Undertaker at WrestleMania 32 up against Rhea Ripley from this year's WrestleMania?
Just like Sasha, this is where my bias comes in. Rhea's also one of my girls, and her getting to have Motionless in White sing her out to the ring. She said multiple times that's her number one favorite band. So I can't even imagine how cool that must have been for her.
Yeah.
And then again, Aura. She had so much pyro and fireworks and smoke, and it was like a whole thing. And with Undertaker's, I mean, so iconic too. I can't say it wasn't. I mean, that was the match with John Cena, and when Undertaker comes out, when you hear that gong, you feel like you just like ascend to another dimension. Like, it is not comparable to anything else. But this is my Rhea Ripley bias coming in. I gotta pick Rhea. The feelings I felt in that moment when she opened WrestleMania night number 1, I was just I was screaming. Just
that was
like
the first match of the night too. That was just pretty cool.
Yeah. I'm just like everyone else on Twitter, going crazy for her.
Yeah. I agree. I mean, but this is I'm gonna choose Undertaker's though. I think this was the one he faced Shane in Hell in a Cell. I think Cena's was the year after at 33 in New Orleans.
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah, this is the
32. Yeah,
it was Shane in Hell in a Cell in Dallas.
Shout out Shane,
so I gonna choose Undertaker because, like, even though he did like mostly the same entrance every single time, which is his normal entrance, a WrestleMania entrance for the Undertaker is different because he walks out there most of the time before the streak ended. He knew he was fighting for that streak. At this point, it was like, it's just gets Shane. You know, it wasn't a big deal as before, as previous matches. But whenever you see the Undertaker walk down to the ring, you like glue to the screen, watching him from start to finish. And for me, growing up watching Undertaker at WrestleMania, is just like, even till this day, even if it's just a American Badass Undertaker running on a motorcycle, I get chills every single time I see it. And like I said, I'm always glued to the screen. It could be the most basic Undertaker entrance ever, and it's still always a goosebump giving entrance because it's the Undertaker. I mean, he's. I know Shawn Michaels is Mr. WrestleMania, but I had to say Undertaker is Mr. WrestleMania. You know?
Yeah.
So
you're right.
Yeah. So I think it's always cool to see him there, even though he's not competing. It's always cool to see him there. The entrances are always amazing. I believe fire came out of the star on the ramp, which made it a lot better. Even though, like I said, Undertaker's entrance is always the same most of the time. It's always cool to see that. Even though it wasn't a big matchup, the biggest matchup he's had, but it's the Undertaker, man. It's always a cool entrance every single time. Joel, Undertaker or Rhea Ripley from this year?
So you know Undertaker's my guy. You know I'm a mark for Undertaker.
I get it, Mark.
Mark
Calloway.
That was a good catch.
Yeah.
Loved his entrance at 32. It was cool. Him entering the cell like it was in his hometown. It was awesome. But he's had better. Rhea Ripley at 40. that was so, like Victoria said, it was one of those moments. She had her favorite band out there. She was the champion. She was and still is the face of that division. Like she is her. So just for that, I gotta give it to Rhea. Now, if you would have told me Undertaker at 30 with the casket, now we gotta argue.
Damn, yeah, that was cool. Yeah.
But 32, yeah, it was cool, but Rhea Ripley got that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not mad at Rhea Ripley. I just always.
No, yeah, that was. I mean, Undertaker is Undertaker. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
He's always gonna have a cool entrance, so it's gonna be hard to root against him. But I get it. Rhea is her, as you said. So I'm not mad at that. Next matchup we have Team Bianca from this year's Bianca, Jade, and Naomi from this year's WrestleMania going up against Bray Wyatt's entrance from WrestleMania 37. Interesting matchup. I'm going to go with you, Joel. Who do you choose between these two?
I'm going to go Team Bianca.
Ooh,
I'm going to go Team Bianca because they were presented as important. This was the year that Bray Wyatt came out in a box.
In the Jack in the Box, yeah.
Yeah, the Jack in the Box, and then lost.
I mean,
that was just a cherry on top. So just because of that, the presentation of Team Bianca was way better.
I mean, you're right, I guess, but I'm not looking at the match itself.
No, yeah, I'll tell you the entrance too. All he did was pop out the box. He was already at the ring. He popped out the box and got in the ring.
You got to remember,
it was cool, though, but
you got to remember this was the time when he was the burnt Fiend. Remember, he was burnt, and then he snapped regular Fiend again.
Yes.
So that whole presentation, I want to choose Bray. Bray while I'm talking about it. I want to choose Bray because of that whole going from burnt, the worst gimmick of his, whole other story for a different day.
Yeah.
It was just terrible, and I'm glad. For me personally, watching that, I was like,
episode on that, to be honest.
Yeah, we could. Terrible. Yeah. I the fact that we got to see the Fiend again, regular Fiend, was awesome. I think him coming out, I get it. It wasn't from top of the ramp to the bottom of the ramp. It was just he was there already. But we never, again, it was like one of those moments, like I said with Charlotte. We don't really see people come out of a Jack in the Box. And Alexa Bliss unwinding him and just randomly pouring out black stuff from her face.
I forgot that happened.
Yeah, yeah. That's all over social media.
37 was like just a fever dream, wasn't it?
Right after the pandemic. It was right after that. So it was all crazy. But I feel like
delay, right?
Yeah, the whole meme of Samoa Joe was in the poncho. Yeah.
What a PLE.
Yeah, what a PLE. But I feel like Bray's was so much better because of the visual of him coming back as the regular Fiend. And I think the whole Jack in the Box is creative in a way. I know it doesn't seem like much of an entrance because technically, like you said, it was just at the ring, but I felt like it was still something different that we haven't seen. And I feel like not just with this one specifically, but every time Bray Wyatt had an entrance to the ring, it was something cool and different.
Yeah. That is a fact.
So Bray Wyatt's also someone who I love watching come to the ring. Always something chilling, gives you goosebumps like the Undertaker. Similar vibes. So that's why I chose Bray. I agree with you with Team Bianca. I do think they were presented stronger when they entered into the ring. They looked powerful.
Like they were important. Like you
knew
they weren't losing. You know what I mean? It was one of those things. It was like, okay, we get it. Relax with the pyro. We get it.
Yeah.
Like exactly. I love the Bray one was creative. I love it. I just every time I think of it, I remember he loses the match, and I'm just like, it's tied together for me. That's why I have to go with Team Bianca.
I get it. But
it was still a great entrance, though. I do agree with you on that. It was creative. It was awesome to see the Fiend, though.
And a little bit of part of me feels like he shouldn't get swept. So I was like, let me just give it to Bray.
On that.
Yeah. So I don't want to be that guy. But
you don't want to see him have that 0.
Exactly. He deserves to have 1. Unless we don't know, Victoria, you're next up.
She's in the hot seat now.
Yeah, she's in the hot seat now.
This is like the tiebreaker. I feel so much pressure. I love both of these entrances. I mean, 40 this year, 37 a few years ago, still very fresh in our minds. I've always loved Bray Wyatt. Rest in peace. Yeah. I mean, an icon. No one will ever be like him ever again. He's just one of a kind. And that entrance was so creepy, so cool. The anticipation of the winding of the box, him coming out with that Fiend music, it was unmatched. And I am really torn, but I think I'm gonna have to go with Team Bianca. I just think that I know. I'm sorry, Nick. I just think that
My heart hurts.
it
My heart
was
hurts.
just like Joel said. Like they made them feel important. It was such an epic entrance, having them on that platform with this like Avenger type music as they're getting pulled down, and then one by one they come off and have their own little moment with the entrance. This was Jade's first WrestleMania, which was so cool, and yeah, it was so cool. That's all I can really. My jaw was like on the ground, just staring at my TV. Like this
It
is
was, yeah. I know what you mean. I know what you mean. I mean, sucks to see Bray Wyatt get eliminated so early. But I get it though. Good choosing. But yeah, Team Bianca moves on to the next round. We have next matchup: Seth Rollins from WrestleMania 37 going against the Brood from WrestleMania 39 last year in LA. I'm going to start this one off. I'm going to choose Brood Edge because I think this one was Joel. You probably know this better than I do. Was this theme song that he used last year? It wasn't the normal Brood entrance. It was a different one. Was that also someone that he used a theme song that was used in the past, or is that like a completely different theme?
I don't think so, to be honest.
So it was just the same Brood theme, right? It was just the same.
I believe so.
Okay, because
I'm real honest with you right now. I'm trying to backtrack and try and remember because I went through all of these and I was watching them and I can't remember right now. You just stumped me.
No, because like this one, he didn't use the Brood theme song. It was another song.
It was just
it
was just another song.
Yeah, but like regardless of the song, I just wanted to ask that because I wasn't sure. But the Brood Edge still always a cool entrance because even though from the time he returned in 2020, he brought back that Brood entrance multiple times. But it's still cool doing it by himself, coming up from the stage, the fire all around him. He was wearing this like metallic mask. It was different from the Brood, but we knew it was the Brood, even though it wasn't really the exact theme song. And it was still cool to see that. It was a little bit nostalgic, but you know, it was always cool to see it. Seth Rollins always someone that like does something different every time he competes. But I think this year, again, 37 was right after the pandemic, so I don't know if there was much that he did this one. So it wasn't that spectacular as like this year's that he did with that whole band from Philly. But the Brood Edge, always cool to see. That was an important match. It was also, like you said, Joel, with Bray Wyatt losing, the wrong winner of that match. Different conversation for another day. It was just, it was an important match. Former Judgment Day leader versus current Judgment Day leader in Hell in a Cell. So it was a big fight feel, a big entrance to it. I think this was the perfect one, perfect way to present Edge at that time. So I had to choose Edge with this one. Victoria, I'm going to choose you to go next so you're not in the hot seat. Seth Rollins or the Brood Edge?
You know, if Seth Rollins was up against anybody else, I would pick Seth Rollins. Now, this was the year after the pandemic, and while it wasn't anything extravagant like this year's, although I will be honest, this year's kind of like pissed me off a little bit. Like I just like it was too much. My eyes were like on overload. I was overwhelmed watching it. And this was really cool. This was with his Burn It Down theme song, and it was just fire everywhere, and there was like thousands and thousands of pyro shots hitting the sky. It was just insane. It was chaotic, and I liked it for that reason. But I mean, Brood Edge, you can't pick anything else. And I think it was so cool when he came out. He came out, I believe it was from the ground with his wings and the mask. And then the lights went out. He had his moment, and then the lights went out. And then the lights came back on, Metalingus hit. And then it was just him. And then he looked like he was about to kill somebody when he was walking to the ring. And that aura, as we all like to say, that aura, the vibe, the energy in the stadium, even the way we felt it through the TV. I mean, it's just unmatched. Like nothing beats that.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. Joel, are we sweeping this, or are you going to choose Seth Rollins?
I'm going to give Rollins one.
You were going to give one? Okay.
I really liked that entrance because it was just chaotic. And I was like, this is a lot. Like, I get it. You've been away for a year. Like, you haven't been in front of a crowd. Let's just go crazy with the pyro. I get it.
They gave him that Cody treatment to where it's like nonstop pyro, and it's like, all right, end it already. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah, it was awesome, though. I do like the Brood Edge entrance. I just hated that they kept calling him Brood Edge, and I just remember them keep saying that, and I was like, okay, Okay, but it was a great entrance. But I'll give this to Rollins because I don't want to see him go down with a 0.
Yeah, yeah. You're gonna see that a lot, Victoria. I'm gonna choose
Yeah,
one
we
because
can't let certain people don't get swept here, but
yeah,
certain people will like get swept easily.
yeah. That is true. That is true. So Brood Edge makes it to the next round. Now this is where it gets interesting. We have Demon Finn Balor from WrestleMania 35 in New Jersey going up against Roman Reigns, WrestleMania 40 Night 2 entrance. It was a one-on-one main event. Joel, we're gonna start with you. Demon Finn or Roman Reigns?
It's Reigns. Yeah,
Yeah,
just put the 1 up.
yeah. Put the
Very
one. Yeah,
easy. I mean, I love Finn.
yeah.
I was at this WrestleMania. I had to go back because I even forgot that it happened.
Oh. I mean, this is the WrestleMania that you didn't invite me to because you invited.
That is
I'm
exactly.
still salty about that. I'm not
You
gonna
know
forget.
what? But shout out to my
Yeah.
college for paying for it.
Yeah.
So that was
Free
cool.
tickets.
That was
Free
cool.
tickets. I'm like,
Listen, it was for my senior thesis. Okay, damn.
yeah, I know, but I talked to you
I
about
know.
that.
I messed up. I messed up.
No, it's all right. You invited your brother. That's cool. It's cool.
Yeah, but I totally forgot this even happened. But so just for that, I'm going with Roman. But of course, Roman had. Look at his entrance. I mean, I did like 39 better, but this year was just ridiculous as well. 40, you can't go wrong with Roman Reigns' entrance at Mania.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with you. I personally found 39 a lot better than 40, but I think both gave a final boss, even though it's The Rock's character. Yeah. I still think Roman Reigns as a heel is more the final boss.
Yeah, we know who the real final boss is.
Yeah, we know. Even though technically The Rock is the boss, I guess, because he owns TKO or whatever.
I see what you did there. Okay.
Yeah.
Endeavor.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, Endeavor. Yeah. But like I think that entrance was pretty cool. The orchestra coming out and singing and like just performing it was pretty cool. And I watched this back and I was like, wait, the theme song that he used for 40 Night 2 was his current theme song, the remix one. So I was like, wait, they kind of hinted the babyface turn at WrestleMania 40. Yeah. So I was like, that's pretty cool that they did that. And I'm like, wow. Demon Finn Balor's entrances are always cool. Don't get me wrong. I think this is one. Didn't he win the title back or he lost it? I don't remember. This is when he faced Bobby Lashley or Lio Rush.
Nick, I'm gonna tell you right now.
Don't remember that
was a hard time around 35. Okay, I was at the show, and I'll tell you, I don't know
because that was before the night 2 night thing. You were probably there for hours, sitting there. And
yeah. I mean, they just filled up that card. We had Roman Reigns versus McIntyre for what reason?
That is true.
There was just random matches on that card, but I believe he did win this night.
Okay, but at least the Demon, because Demon Finn was undefeated to a certain point, to where it's like he lost because of the rope breaking.
The turnbuckle. The turnbuckle from hell. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Another questionable topic for another day, but
we don't ask questions. We just let
we don't ask. We don't. It's not the time right now. But
we can't open that door.
Yeah, we can't open that door. But Roman Reigns always has banger entrances at WrestleMania. Even night 1 with him and Rock out together was pretty cool. Yeah. So I'm gonna have to choose Roman with that one. Victoria, are we doing a clean sweep or are you choosing Demon Finn?
No, we're doing a clean sweep.
Clean sweep. And okay.
I've said this throughout this entire thing. Like, nostalgia for me is a big deal. And so, like, the Demon Finn Balor, that's something from when I was younger that I will always find nostalgia. And this entrance in particular, I mean, his theme song is unreal. I remember there were strobe lights, lasers everywhere. Like, it was a whole thing.
Yeah.
And watching that as a kid or when I was just younger, it was just like jaw-dropping. But, nothing beats WrestleMania 40 Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
And especially with this being the main event, which we had no clue what was in for us like 15 minutes later.
Yeah.
And, the whole thing with Cody, it's just, I mean, there was so much anticipation that, like, with that cinematic music and the orchestra, I mean, it just unreal.
We got to talk about the one before that at 39 where he had the piano.
That was really too.
39 was ridiculous.
That was ridiculous.
When I saw that, I was like, he's not losing.
Yeah.
There's no way he's losing tonight.
Yeah. Because both of those that night, where like he had Cody coming out, he had his wife and his daughter, Brody Lee Jr. out in the ringside.
Yeah.
was like, oh damn,
We
he's
should
gonna
have
lose
saw
in
the
front of
signs.
him.
We should have knew he was gonna lose.
Yeah.
We should
Yeah.
have saw the
And
signs.
he looked like he knew he was losing. I was like, yep.
Oh yeah.
He was gonna cry. I was like, damn.
Just sobbing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out Roman, man. Shout out Roman.
Shout out Roman.
Shout out Roman.
What a guy. What a
Yeah.
guy.
Well, let's talk about the year that he did win. We have Cody
Yes.
Rhodes from WrestleMania Night 2 this year's WrestleMania 40, going up against Shinsuke Nakamura's WrestleMania 34. I'm not going to ask questions, Joel. This match also questionable decision. Not talking about that.
Yeah.
Only the entrances. I'm going to start with you, Victoria. Who do you think would have the better entrance, Shinsuke's or Cody's?
I mean, is it really a question?
Yeah,
It's Cody. Again,
Yeah.
like I've said with some of the other wrestlers in this bracket, if Shinsuke was up against anybody else, he would have made it to round 2. But when you put Cody from WrestleMania 40 in like up against Shinsuke, there's just no question it is Cody. Again, like I said, the anticipation for this match, the big deal that this was, us being like, first of all, we thought we weren't getting Cody. The whole "we want Cody" like saga for that whole year was insane. And the entrance was crazy. Before his music even hit, it was like this war music, and he comes out of the ground with this skull nightmare mask, and Brandy comes out, which by the way, she got a huge pop, which I thought was hilarious. Love her. It was great. And then, lights go out, Kingdom plays, and then the whoa was from the crowd was so loud, probably one of the loudest. And again, I think a huge part of why the entrance meant so much and why it was so good was because of the match that was just about to happen. And the fact that, like, if he didn't win that, he was never getting a title shot ever again. And with what happened the year before, we were like questioning what was going to really happen. So, but it was all around just a phenomenal entrance.
It was. I mean, I would agree with you. I want to choose Cody as well. And I agree with everything you said. Because it was, with a WrestleMania match, you needed a WrestleMania level entrance.
Yeah.
And both Roman and Cody had that. It was cool to see Brandy accompanying him this time around instead of watching from the side. I felt like Cody should have had Brandy the first night too. But this one was more personal, I guess, because I think The Rock was mentioning more of his mom too. So it was personal this time around, and he needed to make that happen to I guess kind of get into Roman's head. But it was a big deal. I'm glad he was able to work out this time, and like I said, it was a main event level entrance, and I'm glad the result was different. So I'm glad this happened. Joel, are we getting a clean sweep?
Just because Brandy came out, I'm giving this to Shinsuke. I'm going with Shinsuke though, because first of all, I'm not letting him take an L. Another one. Because he should have won at that Mania. But for me, I will go with Shinsuke just because I was such a big New Japan fan in high school. To see him actually win the Rumble and have a Mania entrance was like, whoa, it's finally happening. It's kind of like if Okada would have signed to WWE and finally he will get that WrestleMania entrance one day. But it was kind of one of those moments that I was like, I'll believe it when I see it. Cody, great entrance, loved it. Of course, it was huge. He was winning at 40. We kind of like knew but didn't know it was another one of those. We'll believe it when he pins 1, 2, 3. But just because Shinsuke with the nostalgia fact, and that was my guy in high school, but also I don't want to see that 0. Go with Shinsuke.
I mean, it was also against AJ Styles to add on to that too.
Come on, AJ's the guy. I love AJ, but he should have lost at that Mania. That's coming from me.
Yeah, that is so true. All right, first round already done. We got 3 more to go. First matchup in the second round, we have the Hardy Boys from WrestleMania 33 going up against Triple H from WrestleMania 30. Victoria, I'm going to start with you again. Who do you think was the better entrance?
I literally don't have to think twice about this. It's Triple H. I mean, we already covered it.
Was it because Sasha lost in the first round of the Hardy Boys? Is that it? Yeah.
She's getting back at us.
Yeah, she's getting mad now. She's getting
No, but Triple H entrances in general are absolutely incredible. And it was so hard picking one for this bracket. But this was the first entrance that came to mind, like in general, when I started making this list. And I was like, nope, this has to be on the list. Like, I love this entrance. I vividly remember watching it when I was younger and just being like jaw to the floor. Again, like the aura, the strobe lights, and hearing the gameplay in a stadium. It's just like not something you experience every day, every year. You don't expect that, and it's just like crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna agree with you too. I'm gonna choose Triple H. I mean, I love the entrance that Hardy was when they came out and returned, but as I said in the first round, it was just a regular entrance. Really, there wasn't really anything special besides them coming back. This also was a big match. He was going up against Danielson, who at the time, in my opinion, I would refer to it as the original We Want Cody, because it was the same thing that happened. But it was a big entrance. Like I said with the Cody thing, it wasn't a main event, but it was a big entrance for a big fight feel. And again, all Triple H entrances were like that, even though it wasn't the biggest match of the night. But this one had a lot of stake to it because it was going up against Danielson, who if he didn't win that match, he wasn't in the main event. So it was just cool. And again, to think that Charlotte, Sasha, and Alexa were in that entrance, and we didn't know who they were at the time.
Yeah.
That was crazy to think that now that they were a part of it. It's insane. And I don't know I forgot which WrestleMania it was for Taker, that like all the NXT guys were a part of it. As like the hands that came out of the floor.
29.
29? Was it 29?
Yeah,
okay.
Punk. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. That was cool too, because we had no idea there was NXT guys. But same thing. But it was always cool. And Triple H's entrances were always cool, and I loved it. So his aura is unmatched. We said it like 10,000 times this episode. Probably more later on.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah.
How many times we say it?
Yeah, I would keep counting. It's like over 10. But yeah, I choose Triple H. Joel, are we sweeping or are we choosing Hardy?
Yeah, I was sweeping. Nostalgia goes out the window in the second round. I love the Hardys, but like you said, it was just the Hardys coming out. Like it was a great moment, but as an entrance, it wasn't the best entrance.
Yeah, that is true.
So yeah, Triple H. Come on, Triple H at 30. Come on.
Yeah,
like she said, that was the first one she thought of.
That is true.
It's
Will that win? We don't know.
We'll see.
We'll see. Yeah, we'll see. Next round, we have Charlotte Flair at WrestleMania 35 versus Rhea Ripley's from this year's WrestleMania 40 entrance. Both of them are different. I know Charlotte. I'm going to start this one off, but I'm going to choose Charlotte because again, I love Motionless in White. I love the fact that Rhea got to have their favorite band not only sing her entrance, like in general, to have it as a permanent entrance theme, but she had them perform with her that night in a big match of hers. Yeah. But again, as I said in the first round, who else can say that they had a helicopter bring them to the arena and fly them over there and drop her off? That's like, I don't even know how to describe it. What's the vibe of this? Like, it feels like she has like a lot of money, like dropping her off. Like, I'm better than you. I got a helicopter.
Yeah.
Or drop me off.
Daughter.
Yeah, I'm Ric Flair.
That's how I gave off the vibe. Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like it made it a big deal. It's like, damn. Even though she didn't win the match, it was like, all right, I'm better than you, and I know it. You know what I mean?
She's flexing.
Yeah, exactly. That's the word. Thank you. That's the word I was looking for. She was flexing on them. So it was pretty cool to see that happen. So that was a pretty sick entrance. Again, something that we've never seen, something that we probably won't see for a while, unless it comes from Charlotte herself. If she does it again. But, I love Rhea Ripley's entrance. Big Rhea fan. Always love her. My favorite wrestler today. But I think that Charlotte entrance was badass. And it was like nothing that we've seen before. So I'm going to have to choose Charlotte. Joelle, who do you have, Rhea Ripley or Charlotte?
This is tough because I love the Charlotte one, but the Rhea one was really good. And also I'll put in the factor that she actually won. I'm gonna have to go with Rhea.
It's just the start, and
I'm gonna have to go with Rhea, man. But the word we've been using is aura, right?
Yeah,
aura continued throughout the whole match. She gave off the vibe that she was not losing with that entrance.
Yeah,
kind of like the Roman one at 39. That he came out and I was like, "There's no way he's losing." She gave off that vibe. That was like, "There's no way she's losing." She's on one tonight. Like she's gonna get it. Charlotte, great entrance and all. Yeah, I love the entrance. I gotta go with Rhea on this one. Also, I want to put Victoria in the hot seat and see
again
who she's
put in the hot seat in the first round. Yeah, Victoria.
See, man.
Well, here comes my bias again. No one should be shocked. Yeah. I gotta go Rhea. I mean, just like Joel said, the aura. She walked in so confident, like, I am not losing this match, and she did it. And I think that was also such a career-defining moment, getting to say, like, I beat one of the 4 horsewomen, and I got to retain my title at night 1 of WrestleMania 40. Like, that's crazy. Obviously, Charlotte's entrance is insane. Flexing that money, hello, the helicopter. That's crazy. And like you said, we're probably never going to see that unless it comes back from her. So, but you know, Rhea, it was one of those moments where I remember. So every year, my family and I host like a WrestleMania party for our family. And I remember when this entrance came on, I literally yelled and I was like, guys, we're looking at the TV and all conversations will resume afterwards. We must conclude. And literally, when the music stopped, I was like, okay, you can go back to your life. Like, I was like,
shut up, this watch is already.
I was like, I was like, literally stop. I had the volume at 100. I was like, I'm watching this.
Did you sing her theme song? Did you sing it? Okay.
Yeah, I was like yelling. And I like when I saw Chris motionless on my screen, I was screaming for her and then screaming for the fans because I know everyone knows how big of a moment that is for her.
Yeah. Why is it that the person I choose loses this? I don't know. It's a me thing, I guess.
I'm sorry, Nick.
No, it's all right. No worries. No offense taken. I love Rhea too. I'm a big Rhea fan, so I'm not hating on this one. But yeah, Rhea Ripley makes it to the Final Four. 2 out of the Final Four is how is it looking so far? What do you think? Triple H and Rhea Ripley in the Final Four.
It's interesting. It's interesting.
Yeah. Let's see what the next one is. We got Team Bianca at WrestleMania 40 this year versus the Brood Edge at WrestleMania 39 last year. I'm going to start this one off. I think I'm going to choose Bianca's team for this one because this one, it's like I kind of agree with what you both said in the first round, where it's like it did seem. I think Victoria said it feels like the Avengers come out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was like. Yeah, it was a unique entrance. Damage Control just got like a regular entrance.
Mm-hmm.
But then it was like when Bianca's team came out, I was like, damn, Jade, Naomi, and Bianca got a team entrance and then a personal one. They got double the entrances, I guess. So it was pretty cool to see that. And you knew from the start, it was obvious that it was going to be Jade, I think Bianca winning the match.
Yeah.
So it just made him seem powerful, even though we knew that already before the entrance even happened. It was still cool to see that they show these 3 women who are gonna be the future of the company, the top 3 in the future. Even now at the moment they're kind of like feuding with each other, I guess. As of right now, we don't know what's happening. It could lead to a match at WrestleMania 41, even though it's another conversation for a different day. I love the Brood Edge. The Brood Edge is always cool to see whenever he brought that back, where it was like the fire came out the glasses. This one with the chrome mask and Metalingus with it as well. It was just, again, they made Team Bianca feel powerful in that match.
Yeah.
Even Edge didn't really need the Brood Edge to come out that one. But I don't know. It's Edge's Edge. He's a Hall of Famer. You're not presenting him to be a guy, your next future of the business. You know what I mean? It was Edge.
True.
So I'm gonna have to choose Team Bianca on that one. Victoria, who do you have? Team Bianca or Brood Edge?
Now that I'm thinking about it, I'm actually surprising myself with my pick. And I actually, we're in round 2. Got to be a little bit more critical. And one thing that really stuck out to me in the Team Bianca entrance that kind of bothered me was the fact that when they were transitioning in between each theme song, it was very abrupt. And I was like, you guys have money. You could have made a little remix of a nice transition between all 3 of the theme songs. And it was so abrupt that I was like, I got like, I don't know. It was just like a weird feeling. I like stood back.
It was uncomfortable.
Yeah, it was uncomfortable. It was a little like icky almost. It was like, why was that so cringy almost? Like you just had this great start. And then all of a sudden, like there was like a split second of silence. And I was like, what is going on? And then I can't help but with Brood Edge's entrance, like the feeling I felt in that moment. My dad and I were watching the TV, absolutely screaming, like this was like the craziest thing ever. And I gotta give it to Brood Edge. I honestly do. Hot take. I know. I think now, like I said, with being in round 2, gotta nitpick a little bit more. And I just think that was something that really stood out, and that took a little bit away from me. But Brood Edge, I mean, it was just a 10 out of 10 in my opinion. So
she just put you in the hot seat, Joelle. Now you're in the seat for once. Finally. Now, who do you got? Brood Edge or Team Bianca? Go with what your heart is telling you,
I'm
Joel.
taking Brood Edge.
Not what I was going to say. Okay.
Listen, I love the Team Bianca one.
Wait,
And
I feel like you guys hate me here because every time I chose somebody, both of you chose the same person. I don't know. Go on, continue.
That's
continue.
my bad. That's my
Yeah.
bad. Team Bianca, yeah, they beat Bray. They beat Bray's entrance, but Brood Edge was just special. That was even though I didn't vote for it in the first one, the Brood Edge one, I'll use your argument. Like you said, it was like the former leader versus new leader. He needed to bring that extra edge to him.
Yeah.
So he needed that Brew vibe, and with the chrome mask, the fire, like it was just so incredible. The Team Bianca one, they were presented great, but if I had to put it up against the Brood Edge, I have to go with Brood Edge. I'm sorry, Nick.
Y'all are breaking my heart this wreck. I don't know why.
My fault, man. At least they're not getting swept, though.
I know.
You're giving them that one.
Yeah, that one. I put it on in the year. Yeah.
Right into the next one.
Yeah,
Here we
that's
go.
what I'm saying. Yeah, great transition.
Okay.
Better transition in WWE in that Bianca entrance. Yeah. And then we got Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes, same year, WrestleMania 40 this year in the same match, main event. This is the tough one.
Can I start off?
Yeah, go ahead.
It's Roman.
Oh
my tribal chief.
It's
my tribal chief, man. I kind of know where y'all going with it, and I can't let him get swept.
Well, okay? We don't know.
I kind of have an idea though. And also because Brandy came out with Cody, I have to give it to Roman. Like, there's no other choice.
Who told you tonight was open mic night? You know what I mean? Who knows? We don't know. We don't know what you're gonna say, Victoria.
You're right. But I have to.
I
have to go with Roman, the tribal chief.
Let's see what Victoria has to say with this one.
Let's
Who knows?
See what she says.
Right when we entered round 2, I looked down at the bottom of the bracket and almost had a mental breakdown. I said, you know what? We'll cross the bridge when we get there. We are at the bridge. Okay? And I'm sitting here looking at my screen, wondering how will I ever pick? And I'm picking with the most uncertainty. I love Roman Reigns. I love Cody Rhodes. Okay? I love them both. These entrances were so strong.
So strong.
Man. So iconic. Like, literally, we will never stop talking about these, I feel, my opinion. At least for me, because I loved both of them. But I will let my Cody bias sneak in a little bit with this one. I do have to pick Cody. I think, this was his year. He finished his story. And going into that match with that entrance, it was off the charts.
Oof, I think I ate my own words with the last one, the last round. Nah, I'm in the hot seat.
You're in the hot seat. There we go.
All right. Now we all have to experience this bracket. Okay, cool. Now I'm nervous.
This
now
is tough.
I'm nervous. I don't know why. So even though Roman Reigns took the loss at Mania, he's winning this matchup against Cody. I'm choosing Roman Reigns.
There we go, Nick. Those ones up for the tribal chief.
Let's
go.
You
do acknowledge him? Okay, cool. She's acknowledging him. Cool.
He is my tribal chief. I will be honest. I love heels. I love Solo. Okay, I'm gonna be honest.
Shout out Solo.
I love Solo. Like, I love you, Solo.
Oh, yeah.
But Roman is my tribal chief.
Yeah, again, this entrance, it felt like, again, the final boss. Both these entrances were like, even though last year's entrance was like, we kind of knew he was winning based on how they treated Cody Rhodes last year. But this year, it was kind of like 50-50.
Yeah.
It was like, the we want Cody thing kind of like made it a little bit more obvious, and I get that. But both entrances felt like a main event level entrance. They had the orchestra this one, and Paul Heyman, the whole bloodline with him. I'm not gonna hate on Brandy. I don't hate Brandy. I'm not gonna hate on Brandy.
That's good for you, Nick.
Yeah, because I thought it was cool that he brought his wife out. She was at the sidelines the first year. Like, why didn't you bring him out the first one? You know what I mean? It's your wife. I don't understand, but he brought her out, and it's cool. He was fighting for his family. So it was cool to see him do that. But again, Roman Reigns, he didn't lose his. Again, I'm gonna use the A word, the aura. He still had the aura this match, even though he lost. He still has the aura to this day as a babyface. or is it tweener? I don't even know what to call him now. He's in between at this point to me,
He's
but
just Roman.
yes,
He's his own thing. He's just
yeah.
Roman.
So this entrance is much cooler. Besides, the mask and bringing his wife out, again, it was just a normal Cody Rhodes entrance. Roman added to his entrance. He created his new theme song now from that entrance. So it was very cool to see that one. So I'm gonna have to choose Roman in this one.
Damn, I wasn't expecting that.
See, I told you, never
Oh.
get your hopes up.
Round 3 is scary.
This is
Oh, now this is tough.
Oh,
I'm
man.
gonna start this one off.
We
The
got
next
heavy
round,
hitters,
final.
Thank you.
Because I know I didn't vote for her the last 2 rounds, but I'm gonna choose Rhea Ripley this one, and that's fine.
Okay.
The whole crowd claps and cheers.
Whoa.
Because the thing is like I love Triple H's entrances. They're goated. Don't get me wrong, but for this year specifically, I was so happy for Rhea Ripley. So happy that she was getting her shine, getting her moment. She's been dominant at WrestleMania. She beat Charlotte the year before, and she beat Asuka the year before that.
Mm-hmm.
Which again, different conversation for a different day. Not gonna talk about that one. But this year specifically, she had her moment. We knew she was going to win. That level of confidence she had. Triple H for this specific WrestleMania, he lost. You know what I mean? He had all that interest to lose to Daniel Bryan. Come on. No shot against Daniel Bryan. I love him too, but it was like, if you're gonna have a big entrance, deliver, win the match. Rhea Ripley did that, and she won the match because we knew that from the start. Again, we knew Becky wasn't going to win it. Shout out to her. I think she wrestled this WrestleMania sick, so shout out to her for doing that. But we knew Rhea Ripley was going to win it, and she made sure who won it with the great entrance on top of that. Just a stamp to that. So I'm going to choose Rhea. Joelle, I know you have a different story here. What's your situation?
Let's go. We going Triple H, baby. WrestleMania 30 was one of my favorite entrances ever. Him giving off the vibe. Okay, Rhea was confident in hers. Triple H's is on a whole different level.
Yeah.
Talk about confidence. This guy's coming in on a throne. You're just a B+ player standing in that ring. You think you could beat this guy? The vibe he was giving off was,
Yeah.
I shouldn't even be fighting you. Like, why are you even here? You know what I mean? Like, that was his thing. I am the king of kings, and you have me opening the show against Daniel Bryan?
Yeah.
That was the vibe it was given. And I think that's why I'm going to go with Triple H. I love the real one. I've been going for it for the last 2 rounds. But Triple H to me, is more iconic. It might also be biased, because of Triple H.
Yeah.
You gotta love the game. But yeah, I think it was just one of those entrances. Again, like looking at Bryan in the ring, like, yo, you're just a B+ player. Like, I am the king of kings. Like, this is why I get the big entrances. Yeah, you could go do your yes thing. I get the big entrances. I am the king. So yeah, Triple H.
Okay, good choice. Victoria, will luck be on my side today, or are you going to choose Triple H?
The second I saw this, round 3, there was a little panic in me. I don't know about as much panic as the second bracket in this third round, but I gotta stick to my guns with this one. It's Rhea. It's sorry, Joel. It's Rhea. I love. Again, I've been praising the Triple H entrance this whole time, but it's Rhea Ripley. Yeah. She's at the top of this women's division right now, and probably will be for the next few years. Is the favorite to possibly win the next Royal Rumble, and it's a no-brainer. Let me stop fangirling because
no, it's okay. You can keep going, but I was gonna say like I don't mean to throw another pun, Joelle, but she's on top of her game. I get it.
That's really good.
Yeah. I just wanted to throw it in. Sorry. Finally, because luck was on my side this matchup. I said Rhea first. You chose the same one, so I'm happy. Now, Brood Edge, WrestleMania 39, going up against Roman Reigns, WrestleMania 40. Victoria, I'm going to start with this one for you as well. Which one was your favorite entrance, or the better one?
Just had to take a deep sigh and process what I just looked at on my screen. I want to say it's a no-brainer, but I can't disrespect Edge. I can't. But
you said pie. Wait.
Side eye.
I'm lifting my one
Put the one up.
Oh,
for the
okay.
OTC.
Okay.
I
Okay.
just, with all due respect, Edge, it's Roman Reigns. I
You
mean,
swerved me there. You swerved me. I was like, oh, I thought you were choosing Edge. I was like, okay, cool.
see, that's what we
Yeah.
got to do in the semifinals, you know. But
Yeah.
that's what we got to do. But you know, again, like we've been saying, Bird Edge entrance, great, but it feels wrong. I feel like nasty if I don't pick Roman. Like, oh my god, that's my tribal chief.
Yeah.
Put that one up. Yep.
Yeah. Joel, you doing the same thing?
Yeah, 1,000%. Come on.
Clean sweep. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I don't have to explain. Like it's
Yeah.
Roman Reigns final boss. Yeah. Okay, cool. No explanation.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Oh my god.
We got Rhea Ripley and Roman Reigns for this year's WrestleMania Night 2. Ooh. I don't know who wants to start this one off.
WrestleMania 40s. Wow.
Yeah. Both recent ones. It's pretty basic.
Yeah.
Who wants to start this one off?
You go.
Go.
It's Roman.
Yeah.
It's Roman.
Okay.
I love Rhea's entrance. But my tribal chief. Did you not see that entrance?
Yeah, I know what you mean. I
love Rhea's entrance. Oh, whoa, Roman. Well, talking about confidence. Whoa.
Yeah, that was a boatload of confidence right there.
Yeah.
That is super confident.
This is a tough one, but I gotta go with Roman. Yeah.
I know what you mean. Victoria, Rhea Ripley on Roman Reigns.
This is like the worst possible final that we could possibly have. Also, one thing about me, I'm a huge indecisive person. So like this is no help. I'm sitting here like, how am I ever gonna choose?
The mind is just going right now.
I'm literally sitting here and my brain's like, like I can't even think straight.
Once you choose, you cannot go back.
I know.
This is a big deal right now. It's a big deal.
This is. I'm scared. I'm petrified sitting here looking at this.
Go with your gut.
This is a scary moment in my life forever.
This is going on our platforms too, so
I know this is
so
scary.
Cemented.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Oh, God, here's the thing. People will be disappointed if I don't say Rhea Ripley. But like Joel said, like, how could you not pick Roman Reigns? It's
yeah.
I think it's Roman.
Roman?
I hate saying it, but I think
sure?
it's
Roman?
Am I gonna lock it in?
Are you gonna lock it in?
Is that your final answer?
That's your
I'm
final
like replaying both in my head. I'll lock it in.
Lock it in? Okay, cool. So it pretty much solidifies it there anyways, because I'm gonna choose Roman.
Yeah.
Clean sweep. I think Roman's entrance was we gotta throw your ones up, exactly. And I think that entrance was just final boss. I mean,
incredible.
Yeah, I don't say The Rock is the final boss because he shows up once in a blue moon. You know what I mean? But Roman Reigns is that guy. He's the past 40 years he's been that guy. I think every year since he competed in WrestleMania with this new tribal chief gimmick, it's been better. The entrances are better. I'm excited for the next year's WrestleMania. What he's gonna do there, what type of band or orchestra or piano person he's gonna bring out to do an entrance for them too. You know what I mean? The fact he's probably gonna bring the bloodline with him, like he did last year. Paul Heyman carrying the chips, even though he doesn't have a championship this year. You know, you
didn't have to do it like that.
No, I wasn't that sorry. Sorry, Child. That's my fault. Yeah, sorry. That was my fault.
Shout out Roman, man.
He should have a championship, but hey, different story. But Roman Reigns is that guy. Rhea Ripley, we said Rhea Ripley was her. Roman Reigns is him.
Yeah.
That's exactly the perfect way.
Yeah.
That's the best way to say it. He's him. She's her. That's it.
Cool.
They belong in the finale. That's it.
Exactly. She's second place.
1,000%.
So a very close second in my opinion. Very close.
Yeah, it wasn't like
she got swept, but you know what I mean.
She got swept, but it wasn't like like Real's trash compared to Roman's.
Yeah,
it was up there, but you know.
Yeah,
it was up there. That is true.
Damn,
but
a fun bracket.
Yeah, it was. We did confirm Roman Reigns WrestleMania 40 Night 2 entrance was the greatest entrance from the last 10 years. Thank you, Victoria, for coming up with this whole topic, the participants, and coming on and doing this and recording with us. Appreciate you coming on. Do you want to plug in your stuff where people can find you on socials?
Yeah, you can follow me on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, YouTube, literally everywhere at It's Victoria Daisy. I'm actually going to the 2025 Royal Rumble at the end of next month. So if that's content anybody's interested in seeing, reactions, vlogs, all that stuff, you can follow me and keep up with all that at It's Victoria Daisy. Thank you guys so much for having me on. It was so much fun, and always acknowledge Roman.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah, ended with the ones up. And again, thank you again, Victoria. We'll put your links, your socials in the description of the YouTube video so people can follow you and subscribe. Thank you again for coming on. We really appreciate it. Yes, I'm Nick with Joel, and we'll see you guys next episode.
Catch you.